So good. We all want to be
Turboman.
Turboman.
Was it Turbotastic was the thing? Or was it? No, it's Turbo Time.
Yeah, it's Turbo Time,
Turbo
yes.
Time?
And like I watched that movie as a kid, and I absolutely did not pick up on how much Phil Hartman is trying to fuck his wife.
Yeah! It's the whole thing.
That's a whole thing. That's a whole fucking thing. Hello and welcome to the YASEcast. I am Lamo. Joining me today are Morgan.
What's up?
And Velius.
Hello.
And we did it, y'all. This is episode 20. We are at double digits. Double digits x2, if you will. I certainly will. I already have. I already did the damn thing.
You did. You can't be stopped now.
I can't.
You've
For
unleashed
better or
this into the
worse.
world. A whole 20 episodes. Whoa!
I'm all amped up on talking about Jingle All the Way before we recorded.
We
and
should
how
have saved that
that's-
for the pod, really.
We should have.
We couldn't stop ourselves though once we started.
No, it's the best Christmas movie. It could never be remade. It could never be made in 2020. It's perfect. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger as a dad who's too absorbed in his work, trying to get the hot new toy Turboman for his kid, and his kid hates him, and Phil Hartman's his next door neighbor, and Phil Hartman's trying to fuck his wife and become like the head of the household. I'm not even joking, man.
He punches a reindeer. He punches a reindeer.
He punches a reindeer. Phil Hartman rents out a reindeer for like the Christmas nativity scene or whatever the fuck you want to call it at their house.
Yeah, it's a nativity.
And the reindeer tries attacking him, and he uppercuts the reindeer, and it fades back in. And Arnold and the reindeer become best friends, and they're drinking beer in Phil Hartman's backyard. Arnold literally just pours some beer out of the bottle he's drinking into like a dog bowl for the reindeer. It's
so
perfect. It's so absurd. Like that, I feel like that's what it is. It's just like Christmas absurdity.
Yeah, and then but the moral of the story is that the real Turbo Man was the friends we jingled along the way.
Oh, the friends we jingled along the way.
That's probably the episode title.
Yeah, we're like 2 minutes in and we got that shit down already.
We're getting good at this.
Yeah. Damn.
Sorry. I'm proud of myself for that one.
You should be. You absolutely should be. I need to stop looking at the Wikipedia page for Jingle All the Way now. I need
This
to
is our
close that
Jingle All
out.
the Way podcast.
Welcome to our Jingle All the Way fan podcast. I'm so mad that like, okay, I'm not mad that Christmas is still 4 months away. I had to count. But I'm like, shit, I don't have to wait to watch Christmas movies. And I don't think we should have to wait to watch Christmas movies. Same thing as like Halloween movies. And is there any other like time of year or holiday movies that are custom?
I don't even think there are Halloween movies anymore. Like
Probably not.
Even like literally the movie Halloween is just like, hey, watch this whenever. It's a classic.
We're probably on like Halloween like 15. It's all just directs to VH. Almost a directs to VHS. I don't think it's quite directs to VHS.
It's that bad. We're bringing back VHS for nostalgia.
Yeah, the shit's only going to be out on
Last year
Laserdisc.
Last year they rebooted Halloween, so
Oh yeah, I
Now
heard
we
it was
have to
good
wait
actually.
Oh fuck, that's
was-
right.
I didn't like it.
Wasn't
No.
wasn't that a Rob Zombie movie?
No, there were two
No, it
Rob
wasn't.
Zombie movies. Those are different. Those are okay in their own right, but the reboot was just like, hey, we're gonna bring back Jamie Lee Curtis, even though she's like 70 years old, and then we're gonna have Michael Myers just do
Oh,
weird
yeah.
things. So now it's like it's the exact same plot as the first Halloween, except Jamie Lee Curtis is old Jamie Lee Curtis, and it's supposed to make sense somehow. It doesn't make sense at all.
I appreciate like the throwback, if you want to call it that, or cameo, whatever, however you want to fit that in there. I thought that was a neat thing to do. But I don't think I've ever actually watched one of the Halloween movies. So my opinion kind of doesn't matter here.
Yeah, some of them are okay. Some of them are bad. It's one of those things like it's of those classic slashers where they just kept making them.
Does that?
I mean, there's something intensely funny about watching Busta Rhymes get into a fist fight with Michael Myers that just gotta watch it every time.
There's something there's something to that though, where I feel like there are maybe more so in horror movies in general, but they'll have like different spin-off sequels that get just weirder and weirder and weirder the further you get out. Like eventually there was, I think it was Dracula X, which was like Dracula in space in the future, and then his coffin busts open, and the whole thing's fucking terrible, but it's also great. It's great if you want to watch a good bad movie.
I love camp. Like I'll put that on the table. I will go to my grave defending camp, and I love it when series lean into it, like the Leprechaun series, where like they knew, like eventually, like this is sequel-itis. You know, that the slasher burnout before the revitalization with Scream, if my timelines are right, like it happened. Yeah. So basically, it's like it's kind of a dark comedy, and it's like, well, where are we going? We're going to the moon. We're going to go to space. We're going to go to the hood. All right, that's a movie.
That is the movie.
I've been getting really into like sort of horror, the making of documentaries for a lot of these like weirder low budget films.
Ooh.
Like they just like, and it's seeing kind of the mindsets of the people behind them, where they're just like, we just want to make fun movies.
Yeah.
And it comes through. Like once you kind of like with like the Leprechaun series or like lower budget B movies, you kind of just like let that go, and it's just you're along for the ride, and you're here for the camp, and it's great.
There's something incredibly endearing about that too. Like I absolutely love a camping movie because it's not trying to take it seriously. It's trying to just be a good time. It's just it's meant to be schlocky and funny, and I love that. I really, really, really do.
And I'm definitely here for a good time, not a long time. And by long time, I mean nothing longer than 90 minutes.
Yes. Anything past that, and I'm like, ugh.
You're pushing it.
Yeah. I can't watch any movie that's over 90 minutes nowadays. I get too bored. I'm like, listen, this could be a great movie, but just knowing that it's 90 minutes, I'm like, I don't want to start this.
95, no.
92? I might make it, but...
I feel weird because like every movie that I really like is almost, if not longer than 2 hours.
I mean, there's a place for that, but I think it's harder for me to like get to the headspace where I want to like sit down and really get into something, especially lately with COVID. I feel like there's like I just had dinner with an old coworker, and there's like we were talking about like there's like a COVID tax where like everything feels like it takes a little bit more mental energy than it should, sometimes a lot of bit more mental energy than it should, and like getting into and holding attention on like a movie that I really want to get into and appreciate. Like I really got to like amp myself up for that, to just like be able to pay attention to something for 2 hours. It's hard.
It's a commitment, and that's it's a commitment, which is why I'm afraid of it. No, it's just commitment, which is why I'm just like, man, like I know this is going to be a lot of time. I know I'm like, what else could I get done? And I think I'm lying to myself if I say, oh, I could get so many things done during that, because no, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch 10 YouTube videos in the same amount of time that I've watched that one movie. But, you
could watch that movie and play Mahjong on your phone.
Shit.
That's been my life. We'll get to that later.
I would have thought that Lamo would have been considering everything as how much time is this taking away from Blazeball?
Oh man, see, I haven't been as into Blazeball lately.
The hiatus,
which is just I've just been very busy lately.
Yeah.
I think the hiatus is a good thing. I've just been like stupid swamped at work.
Yeah, I've been working from home, so I've been keeping up more so with this season. And I have opinions about Blazeball. Mostly.
Do we want to jump into Blazeball?
We can get into Blazeball.
Let's get into some Blazeball.
We've been playing. So
tell me what your hot take is. I couldn't remember the phrase hot take. I was like, your hot thoughts. I'm like, oh fuck, that's not
my hot
it.
Thoughts. All my thoughts are hot. So my biggest thought right now is like, and it seems like the biggest point of contention people have had in this season is that, so the way Blazeball works is that it is sports. It's a internet baseball league where there's sort of there is an algorithm that computes games based on the stats of players on different teams, and you follow it kind of like you would sort of through a ticker. It's kind of like a radio, like an old-timey radio broadcast, just with text. So what's really cool about it, though, is there's a whole community and a very active official Discord, where people have been taking sort of this like algorithmically generated game with player names like Thomas Drakina. Let's see, Dominic Marijuana.
You better bring up Dominic Marijuana.
Dominic Marijuana, Fish Summer.
I love Fish Summer. Hot Fish Summer. That's the best chant. Actually, no. Also, Landry Violence, formerly of...
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Landry Violence. Who, when Landry Violence came up to the plate, it was violence is always the answer. Was the chant, which was so fucking good.
It's so good. But it's like, yeah, you can see from us, like, people, like, they commit, they join a team, they become a supporter, and all this, and you have kind of in, like, the style of Salty Bet, since a lot of our listeners have, like, a fighting game background, you bet on the outcome of games, and if you win, you get coins, and you can bet on the outcome going forward. So it's been a lot of fun kind of seeing it evolve and become sort of a culture in itself. I think that's way more interesting to me than the game. But the hot point of contention here is, like, now, I know, Lamo, you're also a fan of the Hades Tigers.
I love my Tigers.
I love my Tigers. Many Tigers. And many stripes, one tiger.
One tiger.
One tiger. There we go. I got it backwards, but I'm back in it. So one of the things that goes through every season is you vote. And players can individually vote and buy extra votes with the coins they win to change the game. And there's a lot of, like, there's also, like, a fantasy kind of, like, alt reality, almost like Dungeons and Dragons element to the game as well. Like Landry Violence, who we mentioned, was an immortal shapeshifter that the fandom labeled would possess a fan before the game and then step on.
Kind of, yeah. It was the jacket that Landry wore, and the jacket would choose a new host. Yeah. Sorry, I just.
Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
But one of the things that people can vote for this season is Tame the Tigers, which is because the Tigers got really good because they're the best, and that's why I support them.
Tigers #1.
Tigers #1. Never stop. Never look back. If that goes through, 5 players from the Tigers will be randomly distributed throughout the league, with basically breaking up the team, which maybe is better for the game, but, like, it breaks up the lore of it, of, like, you kind of, and even though there is stuff like players can randomly get incinerated or die or get traded, having other players vote to break up a third of your team kind of sucks.
It kind of sucks, and there's been, even from the beginning, like when I got in maybe, I don't know, almost a month ago or so, there was always a lot of bias against the Tigers, even when they weren't, like, the Tigers won a season once. The Pies won twice, and there was very little, if no, like anti-Pie hate, or Pie hate, rather. But it seems like there's a lot of negativity towards the Tigers, and that kind of sucks. Like,
I gotta be real.
Like the Tigers, they got into the playoffs both in the first 2 seasons, but they never went past the first round. But people are still like, the Hades Tigers are the New York Yankees of baseball, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, I think they have the highest average star rating.
They do, but they still they get hard countered.
Yeah, I'm looking at, like, the standings, and I gotta be real, like, that Fairweather Flute is looking at me, so you can actually buy an item that allows you to change the team you support.
Morgan.
I'm from Chicago.
We are from Chicago.
I am literally from Chicago, and I got deep into. I was looking at the lore. There's a wiki, has all the lore and, like, assembled art and stories, and like, it's really impressive. It's awesome, honestly, like, how much people have produced around this, like, weird
around a random number generator. People wrote lore for RNG, and it honestly rules. It's this big collaborative, like, lore thing, and I love it.
But, like, the Chicago firefighters, their shit's really funny, and all of their players, they don't have, like, jersey numbers. All that they do, but all the numbers are Chicago area codes, like 773-847-312. And it's like, and I have an 847 number on my phone, so I'm just like, ugh, I am from Chicago.
I do love that's the Chicago firefighters chant. We are from Chicago.
We are from Chicago. And
I imagine it's even like a cheer. It's just, like, said in, like, a monotonous voice.
We are from Chicago.
We are from Chicago.
Oh, I love
which
it.
Which is kind of terrifying in its own way. It's intimidating in some unknown arcane regard.
And their star pitcher is Alex Trollolo. And, like, the lore behind it is that he wants to become a car. No, it's not Alex, it's Axel. Axel Trollolo, he wants to become a car. And then he got traded to the firefighters. And they're, like, the lore for them is that their team lives in a fire station. So it's like he got traded, and on his first day showing up into the firehouse, he realized he didn't just want to become a car. He wanted to become a fire truck.
Oh, God. Can I give a quick shout-out to my probably my favorite baseball player who's not on the Tigers? I want to give a quick shout-out to the one and only No Stars Lars.
Yes, No Stars Lars.
No Stars Lars. So the reason everyone's stats on like it's on like a 5-star scale. There's one pitcher for, who is it, the Sunbeams?
I think he's on the Sunbeams,
Yeah, for the Sunbeams, who has a 0-star rating. And his name is Lars. I don't remember what his last name is, but people started calling him No Stars Lars because he's one of the worst pitchers. But it's also said like with 100% like affection and love. Like I think if people had to point to a player that was not on their team that they love and would not want to see incinerated, because that's a thing that happens in baseball, it would be No Stars Lars, like without a shadow of a doubt.
They're trying to get him to negative stars.
Oh,
like,
bless their heart.
I want that. I kind of want that. I want No Stars Lars to be negative stars Lars.
I feel like if they try to bring Lars negative, it's gonna like wrap around, and it's gonna be like infinite stars Lars. They will be throwing baseballs like through the stadium. The catcher will be killed if they try to catch it.
I'm actually kind of here for that too, of him becoming like, quit cheering for Lars. He's become too powerful.
My God, it's full of stars, Lars.
It's full of stars, Lars. I love it. Baseball's a lot of fun.
It really is.
Can I just say that, like, so I'm just catching up on some of the lore behind the crabs because I'm from Baltimore, live here, so of course I'm going to be all about the crabs. First of all, my favorite chant for the crabs is Old Bay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank God.
It goes on everything.
But then also there's an explicit troll response that I was completely unaware of until just now of "We are not from Chicago."
Also true.
That's also very good. Shit.
Baltimore is definitely the not Chicago of cities. I can't explain why, but it definitely is.
It's not. It's very not Chicago.
I don't want to be Chicago.
There you go.
Missing out.
It's like incinerate, carcinizate. Like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like I lost out on so much lore from this, and then, oh god, let's go crabs, baby, love the crabs.
Oh, that's the millennials. That's their thing. Let's go Mills, baby, love the Mills.
Youthful cinemas. Oh
God.
We could talk about baseball for a while. Check it out, baseball.com. It's a fun time waster. Like, there's games basically happening all the time. They start like every 30 minutes. So it's actually really nice, like, working from home or on your phone. Like, if you want to just like tune out and like watch a couple innings of baseball and get like overly invested in a random number generator. Yeah.
I would also highly recommend, like, if you are looking to get into it, you have been, join the official Discord for it, because it is a lot of fun. And otherwise, like, it's fine, but it's so much more interesting and exciting and fun when you have a group of people who are there with you, just kind of chanting to the point where I was like, maybe the first week I was on that Discord and like watching games live with people and chatting at the same time, I was like, shit, is this what like sports are like? Is this why people like real sports?
Yeah.
I mean, can I just say that, like, on the Blaseball wiki, it says that the crabs' rivals are, and I'm quoting here, everyone.
It's true, they'll fight anyone.
I mean, not the Tigers, though. The Tigers never look back, so they do not hold a rivalry with anybody. Never look back, only forward.
It's just like, the more I read up on the Baltimore Crabs, the more I'm just like, so this is just literally another incarnation of just the Orioles, except in 2020 and with added memes. Because
basically,
I mean, they had Polka Dot Patterson, bless. And now they have Kennedy Loser, which is probably my best political name in history of anything.
I love baseball. I love sports.
Sports are good.
If we could find some way to get Gritty into baseball, I think that'd be good.
Oh man. So there was someone with the last name of Bugsnax that just recently came into whatchamacallit, into baseball. Like, they just showed up as a player very recently. Do not know which team they are on. But now I'm fucking looking through.
No, we have to record the pod. You can baseball later.
Do we have to?
We do.
Okay.
We do. But yeah, that's been, I think, a lot of fun for all of us to just kind of like be able to check that in and do whatever. But should we actually do like a formal check-in? What we can kind of like getting way into it before we.
They're on the flowers, by the way.
Oh, the flowers.
It's Gloria Bugsnax. They are a half-star hitter.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay, yeah, let's do a check-in. Villies, what have you been up to?
Maxi Boost on.
Playing gun.
And I finally took so I was playing with Mr. Yusuk, aka the meme king himself. Him and his fucking 28,000 retweets. And like 175,000 likes, god damn it.
I was more than that.
Yeah.
Harnessed and refined himbo energy.
We made a lobby last night, and he let me play as... So first, he started off Easy 8, and then he was just like, you know what, let me front. So I went to Easy 8, and it was the first time I'd played Easy... Well, really, first time I played against human opponents, but everything that I kind of had been practicing with the Zoomies as Easy 8 was weirdly intuitive.
Yeah, you shoot the
I
gun.
guess is like a...
Then you pick up the different gun and you shoot that gun, and then you switch back. That's how you play Easy 8.
But it's just the level of trolling that suit is capable of is just god tier. Because it's just, you run in, you shoot a little bit, then you basically just run the fuck away before they can touch you with anything. And it's just it's just so much fucking fun. It's just so stupid to be able to just zoom all over the place, and I barely even pay attention to the boost meter, except to just be like, when do I switch? That's it. That's all I need. And then I just switch back, and then I just shoot some more. But it was so much fucking fun that just like, we played for almost 2 hours, and I swear to God, it just disappeared like I wasn't doing anything. It was just so fast. And I was actually, I made a joke on Twitter earlier about... someone was talking about the loading screens of Tekken 7, and I made a joke that I finished a full best of 5 set in Maxi Boost in the time it takes just to load a single game of Tekken.
Yeah. This is true.
The load times are
playing Tekken on PC for the first time was a beautiful experience, because like, oh shit, I'm in already. It's so good. I can't play games on console anymore, y'all. Why isn't Maxi Boost on PC?
It's rough. When I tried playing Grand Blue on PC recently, or on back to PS4, where the community is kind of consolidated, yeah, it was sad. I was like, dang, it takes a long time to go through menus here, doesn't it? But Maxi Boost on PC would be too strong.
Oh my god.
Maxi Boost modding?
Absolutely. Oh god.
That would be good.
Life has been consumed by like working, applying for jobs, and then just playing Maxi Boost at the expense of all other fighting games other than Third Strike.
Yeah, I got Fightcade set up too. Maybe we should actually play some time. It took like a little bit of doing, but I finally got Third Strike working. Hey. And also like all those other games like 2002 Unlimited Match with my favorite SNK character, Hinako. Who I don't think has ever appeared in another game since, but she's like top tier as hell. And basically she is a blonde Ojo-sama, not unlike Karen Kanzuki, but she fights with sumo wrestling. And like actual sumo wrestling.
What?
Not like 100-hand slap, like she does like the pushes and the shoves.
Wait, hold on, are you telling me that's not real sumo? Well, I guess
sumo headbutt is not real at sumo.
Okay, sumo headbutt and sumo slam.
But like
not real.
but she has kind of like, she doesn't do like 100. It's not like a comical thing. Like she pushes people. She has a god press where she like grabs the person by like their waist and throws them to the corner. She's really cool, and the whole thing's going like doskoi, doskoi, doskoi.
Shit. Gotta fucking play 2002 UM now.
Yeah, you can join Jay and I, or Mr. Yusuke and I, in playing Hinako Mirrors. He came and visited me for a stretch a couple weeks ago. Months, I don't know anymore. Time doesn't exist. But we just like became gremlins and played a bunch of old SNK games. It was great.
It's the fucking dream. So for people too, who if you want to get Fightcade 2 set up, there are I think we have it pinned in the Discord, in the Fighting Games channel on the YASEcast. There is a really cool script you can set up where you extract it to a folder in your Fightcade install, and then whenever you join a room, like any of the Fightcade 2 rooms, it does a quick check to see if you have the game files that you need for it. And if not, it automatically downloads everything for you. It is super nice.
That is super nice. Wow. I wish I had had that. Would have saved me a lot of headaches.
Oh, motherfucker. No one did pin it. I'm going to annoy Dave right now to pin it.
Yeah, go annoy Dave after you finish recording.
Fine.
I mean, it's also not perfect because I tried to set it up once and it just straight up would not download any ROMs. I never figured out what was wrong with this, so I just said fuck it and just downloaded them myself. But there just seems to be this weird random element with every time I do anything with Fightcade ever. It doesn't help that I have an old as shit laptop, so normally I just have to end up just doing it myself, which is fine. I actually like Fightcade 2 now that it's updated and actually works like as intended, because the beta Fightcade 2 did not work for me like at all. But the changes that they put in now, it's been smooth. I haven't had any problems at all with it. So that's how I've been approaching, is just the shrug emoji.
There you go. I mean, it'll keep better. It'll keep getting better too. I think they fixed an issue they were having for a bit where chatting mid-match, like in like the actual game chat, would unbind all of your controls. I think they fixed that one though. It's just funny because like I was playing with like a friend or whatever, and it's like we would type something, and it's like, wait a minute, why the fuck can't I move anymore? It's like I'm focused on the window. Eventually, it's like, okay, we're just gonna talk in Discord instead. Fuck this shit. Oh, Fightcade! I love Fightcade. Mm-hmm. Morgan, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, let's see. There's baseball. There's talking about Jingle all the way. There's Gundam. Also been playing a lot of Gundam. But I've also been playing Mahjong Soul, which is a mobile game with Mahjong platform. It was run by Anime Evo as a tournament, so it's got a little bit of a springboard from that. But I've been playing Mahjong through like Tenho and Iona Set and everything for a very long time, like a couple years now, probably closer to a decade. So it's been a lot of fun because it kind of fell off for me, but having it on my phone right there in like an active player base where I can just get matches, and then it also has gacha elements. It's dangerous.
I think I've been seeing some screenshots of some people lately who've been playing that, and now I'm like, maybe I'll take a look into it.
It's fun. I mean, the nice part is that the gacha elements are all aesthetic as far as I can tell. Like, you can get different characters, and like, but you can also get little effects and different visual stuff. So there's one thing where, like the player's hand. So like when you drop a tile or you pick something up, you can get an item that replaces it with like a kitty paw.
Oh my god!
You can get different like markers for when you declare. You can even also declare like your Richi markers. So I played against some person that had the cat paw as their like player hand, and then their Richi marker was a little fish, and it was absolutely adorable.
I want it. Oh shit!
So there's some really fun stuff in there. But it's yeah, I'm not. I don't think I've ever been like particularly good at Mahjong, but it's fun. And the only bummer is that especially in newer rooms where people play slower, like games can go for like 30-40 minutes, which is a little long for me. Like we were talking about earlier, with like it's hard to find like the energy to concentrate on stuff. But yeah, that's nice to get into, and I've been still working through Heaven Will Be Mine. Started playing Celeste, just like a lot of picking up more single player games to the or thing as well, and try to find time for that.
How are you liking Celeste, by the way?
I love it.
Okay,
it's this I love the juxtaposition of the music and the aesthetic is so calm, even if like the moments where the gameplay is very tight or can get very frustrating. it keeps me from getting like too into it. And like one thing, the game that the closest thing that I can think of is Super Meat Boy. And with Super Meat Boy, like with the visuals and the meat and the viscera, like the viscera of it, I found it really easy to get frustrated. Whereas with Celeste, it's like, but it's so comfy. Like, why am I frustrated? Like, and then I'll just like stop and I'll chill and I'll listen to the music for a while and think about the puzzle. And like that's a kind of a really nice headspace to go to. Of just like, this is fun, this is engaging, this is a challenging platformer, but also like, I'm really just, I want a vibe. Kind of.
Yeah, and that is such a good game to vibe with because the soundtrack is so on point. Like even if you start doing like the B-side or C-side stuff, like all the soundtracks for them, like they all ramp up in their own unique way, and it's such a good time. I love that game.
That's another thing I also love is the way that the music is woven into the gameplay. Mm-hmm. So like as you work through stuff and like more intense sections, you'll go to like different like more instruments will come in. Or you'll move to like then like maybe the tempo will increase or the volume will increase, so you get kind of these like really still chill but like more involved and exciting parts of it. So you're like, and then like you're doing something really cool, you're watching your character do something really cool, and like the music's going. You almost feel like the game is cheering for you.
Yeah.
And that's
have you watched any like the speedruns and stuff from GDQ?
I haven't. I'm actually trying to go in like totally blind.
Cool. I 100% respect that. Once you have beaten at least like the just like the regular playthrough, you should check out like some of the speedruns. Even like they did a tool assisted run of Celeste that is fucking mind blowing. Like, it's so cool.
I'm excited to watch it, but for now, like to maintain maximum chill vibes, I'm trying to just like go at my own pace and try 100%. To just play the game when I feel like it. Yeah, it's chill. It's kind of nice. I've been playing fewer and fewer fighting games, with the exception of like I set up Fightcade. But even then, like I only have Fightcade, so I can like play my friends every now and then. Yeah. And like, actually no, not accidentally, completely intentionally red parry out of an Oro unblockable the first time Vince tries to do it to me.
It's an unblockable, not an unparryable.
Yeah. Two different things. There's lore there, so I don't know if you two know, because since you guys are sort of subsequent generations, but like the origin of Yase is basically, Jarv, Mr. Yusak, I'll just say Vince, because he's moved through so many handles in the time that I've known him, and also our Infinite Swagger CEO David XCR and myself, we would just like get on a Google voice call and just play games. So one night we were playing Third Strike Online Edition, and I don't really play Third Strike, but I play Denjin Ryu, and Vince tries to hit me with this Oro unblockable, and I just immediately red parry out of it the first time he tries one, and I just hear in the voice like, oh, get some.
Hell fucking yeah.
You ever just like feel somebody on tilt through a voice call? So that's me. It's been pretty slow. Work is weird. Life is weird. We live in strange times, but I'm trying to take care of myself the best I can.
Right on. I'm trying to think of like what I've actually been up to, and I don't think it's been much. Like,
and you know what? That's enough.
Yeah. I'm just like I said, like I was saying before, work's been like super busy, so I'm trying to find time to like unwind a little bit, but also make sure I'm getting things done and taking time for myself. And that's just been a lot of like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to get on Twitter. I'm trying to find more time to disconnect from things rather than engaging with things as how I spend my downtime and how I unwind, which has been very nice. I've always been someone who's been very, very plugged in, very online all the time. So it's kind of nice to not be that for a while and just sort of chill a little.
It's nice. I actually, this past week, deactivated my Twitter, which I do a couple of my friends do it as well. And it's just like, it's exactly what you're saying, where I recognize like I'm using this as like a compensatory thing.
Yeah.
And my relationship to the space is like kind of not becoming healthy. I'm getting really paranoid about like my follower account and like do people really hate me? Are they going to unfollow me? And when you get that deep, it's kind of like what I just like to do is shut it down for a week or 2 weeks or however long. And it just like being logged out, having to reactivate everything and all that is a hassle. So it puts up another step in between.
Yeah, like do you really even have to do this to get back in? Yeah. Which, I mean, people throw the word toxic around a lot nowadays, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, people say social media is toxic because it is. It is actively harmful to you in a lot of cases. And yeah, like take time. You need to distance yourself away from that shit. Oh my gosh. It's
especially
the worst.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, I love going on Instagram and seeing people's like perfect lives, and I'm sitting here in my underwear on my couch watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, yeah, I don't need to see your like perfect influencer life. It makes me feel shitty. And if that's the case, then I should probably disconnect from that space for a while until I can use it in a more healthy way.
The one space I have been getting pretty deep into there lately is Final Fantasy 14. I've been getting deep in Eorzea. Let me tell you. So I've never been someone to do like always been intimidated by doing like the most current content and stuff like that, and anything that requires like a large group. But I finally jumped in and I did the first part of the Nier raid last week, and I totally fucking geeked out and was like, fuck. God damn, I should replay Nier Automata. This game's so fucking good. They got the music in here. They got some of the characters. And just like, yeah, this fucking rules. Everything about this is great. And yeah, I just was losing my goddamn mind the entire time. I had so much fun. And then I was like, ooh, reset. Let me... reset was on Tuesday. Let me run it on Tuesday night. That way I can get like another shot at gear and stuff like that. And I'm getting into it. It's happening.
I want to
officially
resub.
happening.
I think I'm going to... If and when I do resub, I've got to figure out how much it's going to cost to take care of a medical bill for my dog.
Yeah.
But once I've got that worked, she's got to get her teeth cleaned.
Oh.
So it's just like, and it's like the deep clean, so they got to like put her under and everything, and it's like,
gotcha.
It's going to be minimum like $400, which I don't know if anybody else does this, but like whenever I have like a big bill like that, especially like medical bills, I just like stop doing small stuff, even though like resubbing to Final Fantasy 14, I know is not going to be the reason that I can't pay for my dog's tooth cleaning, but for some reason it feels like that's what I should be doing. It's like, no, I gotta pay all the money on that thing. I gotta avoid the small things.
Yeah, I know the feeling. But no, yeah. I mean, I totally get it. It's you begin to sweat about it's you think about like death by 1,000 cuts a lot more. It's like, okay, what are all these small things that are adding up? And money sucks. Money is fucking garbage.
Money also rots your brain.
Money also rots your brain.
But when I do, I think I wanna transfer back to Excalibur and play with y'all.
Yeah. I need to check in with Master Who to see where he and his wife are at. Because I know last I heard they were just starting Stormblood, I think.
Stormblood. It's a long expansion. It's a good one, though.
It really is.
Didn't,
for both of those things, it's both long and good.
Yeah, didn't your partner just start playing, too?
She did. So she just started playing, I want to say it was, over the past weekend. And so she made a Lalafell Archer, and then I posted a picture of this, but she's playing, and you're getting like the kind of whatever looking like leveling gear, and it's low level archer armor, and it's a whole bunch of like padded like cloth armor, and she says, "I look like a fucking oven mitt right now." She did.
In case she ever listens to this, she does.
Yeah, she loves it.
But it does get better. Or it doesn't.
No, she loves it.
If you like it, it's glamorous.
She wants to make a glamour plate of that, and then like a witch's looking hat that she had, and I was like, live your fucking dreams, chase your bliss.
Be an oven mitt.
Be an oven mitt. Be an oven mitt with a witch hat. Be the Black Mage version of the Hamburger Helper hand.
I'm a big I want to get back in and play 5.3. I had the same response to the Nier raid when I played it. I was just like, oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah. 9S is here. And then like when you're fighting 9S and that rendition of Weight of the World kicks in, but then it has like the Final Fantasy menu music interspersed in it. It's just like, ooh.
It's so fucking good.
Music in this game is ridiculous.
It really is. In both Final Fantasy and Nier Automata.
And then they combine them, and like, especially 14, the music is so good. And you get little lulls and bosses just kind of naturally, where you weren't focusing on it, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, Shiva's theme is a banger.
Yeah. It's so fucking good. Oh my god. fuck, I want to play Nier Automata right now. I have it saved because like I have it on PS4. I could play it on PS4, but I'm at the point where like I don't want to play anything on console anymore. Like I really don't. Like I want to use my nice computer, and so I have it saved on like my Steam wish list, but it's still going for like $40. And then I'm like, oh fuck, maybe I should look at like some CD keys and see if I can find it for cheap. Because I don't want to have to wait for a sale, and I don't want to spend $40 on a game that one I already bought. Done that already. Been there, done that.
Yeah. I beat it. I got the true ending where you
yeah. Don't even say it. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil, but like I got the true ending, and like there are minor endings that I could go back and get, but the true ending was impactful enough that I was just like, nope, deleted the game, not going to reinstall it, not coming back. It's done.
Yep.
Like what I got out of it is what I got out of it, and it feels like it would cheapen it if I went back and tried to replay it.
100%.
It's like the same thing for the original Nier too. I thought that was a very pleasant sort of reference to the original in a lot of ways.
I still need to finish of games that I should be playing as I'm picking up all the other ones. I got to finish Drakengard 3. I had this whole grand idea that I was going to play Drakengard 3 and then Nier. But then, COVID depression hit, and it's the same thing where it's like, I want to play this game and appreciate this game and pay attention to this game. And that's hard to find the time, especially for like longer RPGs. Not to mention that like Drakengard 3 is not... It's a good game. It's like, as a game, it's not that great. Nier is not a good game, but it's a very good game.
Yeah. I would say Nier Automata is a better game.
It's a genuinely good game, and then also a very like. Well, you guys know what I mean. Where like the gameplay for Nier and Drakengard 3 is definitely the weakest link. Whereas, I mean, my understanding is with Nier Automata, they just kind of handed the gameplay elements to Platinum and said like, make it work, and then we're gonna do all the other stuff.
Yeah, which is that was IMO the way to go. Because holy shit,
and then Platinum was just like, please let us handle the gameplay shit. Like Nier is such a good game, but please let us do the gameplay.
Do y'all think there's like do you have any other examples of games where it's like, hey, this isn't a good game, but it's a good game? Like the first thing that comes to mind for me, like right off the top of my head, is Deadly Premonition. Deadly Premonition is not a good game, but it's a very good game.
I always hear that one mentioned. I gotta think, because I'm sure like, even some of my favorite games, I would probably tell you are not good games.
Yeah. Because like Deadly Premonition's a fucking clunky mess of a goddamn game. Deadly Premonition 2 runs at like, I don't know, 8 frames per second or some shit on Switch at times. But I love them. They're very good games, despite being very bad games.
Let me check my Steam library real quick. And Velius, if you have something that comes to your mind, let us know while I try to find one. I know.
My thing is like, I can't think of anything that I would say is like, because even Nier is like this. It has problems, you know.
Yeah.
But it's overall like, Drakengard and Drakengard 3. They're all like competently made enough, but they have like the gameplay has massive problems, but they're not like game-breaking problems. So I wouldn't call them like, if they had a shittier story and everything, then they would just be like a C- game all around. But as an experience, it gets elevated way past that, which is what Yoko Taro does. And then
which is I feel like I mean, I don't know if that's what you had in mind specifically, more, but like that's what I'm thinking of. That's like games where it's like, hey, it's like maybe the gameplay elements of this game are not always the best. Maybe they're not always working too well. But like the experience, exactly like you're saying though, the experience itself is like so good it really brings it up there. Like I think actually the first Nier game is a great example of that. I that's a game where I don't want to play it again, but I will talk fondly about it, and I'll definitely watch like a Let's Play of it with minimal commentary, like maybe once a year.
I think my like hot take game is one of my favorite games of all time is Chrono Cross, which a lot of people give me shit for, because the gameplay elements of it are, I mean, they're not great, but
No,
I challenge you
not.
to give me. I challenge you to give me a game with backgrounds that are so vivid and unique as Chrono Cross, because basically all of them are these intensely like. One of them is a literal painting that they just scanned and threw into the game, and then the rest have the exact same kind of design philosophy behind them, and the world feels so intensely unique. And a lot of people shit on the story, but for me, I spent probably hundreds of hours dissecting each individual plot element of the game. So it's like, if I disliked it, why would I fucking do all that all the time? Like there are generic elements of it, but the whole experience was just this. Like, a lot of people couldn't separate Cross from Trigger, which I think was a big mistake. When always the entire point of Cross is they didn't call it Chrono Trigger 2 because it's not Chrono Trigger 2. It's a separate game that touches on separate subjects. And
yeah, but like it's always gonna have that comparison, right? Like even if it didn't have Chrono in the name, but it's always gonna be, hey, if it's gonna be in that universe, it's always gonna be, and unfairly so, I guess in this case, right? But that comparison's always gonna be there. I don't think it can stop people from making it, because I think that's what people wanted, right? The general consensus was, hey, we're getting Chrono Trigger 2, and it's gonna be more Chrono Trigger. Which, fine thing to want, but yeah, Chrono Cross is not that game, for better or worse.
I mean, but people could argue the same thing about Nier and Nier Automata, because they're technically not canon to Drakengard. Technically, they go from a non-canon ending. It's an entirely separate branch of game in its entirety. But no one complained about Nier being such a different experience from Drakengard 1 or anything. Or even Drakengard 2, even though Drakengard 2 is completely disowned from the series. But it's like, for me, Chrono Cross was its own experience, and even me in the year 2001 was still able to do that. So I just don't understand why people couldn't dissociate the
Drakengard wasn't anywhere near as well received as Chrono Trigger, though, right? Like, fair Chrono point. Trigger is like people say, like, hey, Chrono Trigger is like, it's not uncommon to be like, hey, top 5 or top 10 RPGs of all time, Chrono Trigger is on that list, or like top like retro games, like that's on there. Drakengard doesn't really have the same kind of reverence, though, and so I feel like, and that's kind of the problem, right? I think that's why people were so disappointed in Chrono Cross, because they were like, they're gonna bring everyone back for this other thing, and it wasn't that. So I get the disappointment. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I get where people are coming from.
See, I just think it's hilarious because for me, Chrono Cross is on my top 5 games of all time, and Chrono Trigger doesn't breach my top 10, which is the real hot take, I suppose. Is that like?
I think I finally have it. I think I have an answer to this question.
Ooh.
Do tell.
I also, by going through my Steam library, I'm having a lot of moments of like, I don't remember buying this game. But hey, maybe that could be a fun thing to explore at some point. But my hot take here of like a game that is maybe not the greatest, maybe it glitches, maybe it crashes a lot, but elevates beyond that, which is kind of what I was thinking of before. Probably Stalker, Shadows of Chernobyl, or Shadow of Chernobyl, which is at its base game. It is buggy. It is weird. The animations are strange. Sometimes you're walking and your character just explodes, and you're not exactly sure why. But there's like something I don't think I've ever really felt as immersed in a game as I have in Shadows of Chernobyl, even just the base game without mods.
Y'all ever just explode?
I mean, like, there's lore reasons and it makes sense after a while, but like, it is a brutal game when you start it, but it's supposed to be a brutal game. Like, it's a build up like, hey, you're just going to walk around and like, maybe you might die.
I just remember Yahtzee Croshaw reviewing that game when it was new and talking about what he called the magical quick save key, where it just creates alternate universes once you quick load back into the game and everything is different from what was just happening.
What?
Yeah, that sounds like Stalker.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Stalker. Get out of here, Stalker. Don't just stand there. Come in. Get out of here, Stalker.
No.
Don't just stand there. Come in.
Oh god, they're broken again. This is truly nuclear fallout.
All right.
Oh,
well,
man.
This feels like a good spot to wrap.
Yeah. Before I start digging through my Steam list and looking on CD keys.
That can be an entire. That can be next week. That would actually be an interesting subject of go through your Steam library. Do you find any games you don't remember buying, and what do you think about them? Because I'm going on like a journey right now.
There's a lot of things in here that I forgot I had in my account.
When did I play Gremlins Incorporated?
I played Karate Master 2 Knockdown Blow for 30 minutes. That's on here. Okay. We have to. Oh, hold on. I'll let you go first, Velius. What do we got?
I was the only thing that came to mind for me is looking at my list is that I just now remembered that my ex-wife forced me to get Zoombinis.
Zombie. I don't even know what that one is.
Don't. Just be better off not knowing.
All right. And that's you're better off not knowing. That's a good spot to end. That's some good wisdom. You're better off not. I'd like to thank Morgan and Velius, both of you, for joining me on this episode 20, the Big 2-0. Velius, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter @_Velius and blogging about fighting games and movies. I just have 2 reviews that I just put up this month at realbattleonfilm.wordpress.com.
And Morgan, where can the people find you?
You can not find me anywhere at the moment.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, at some point you might be able to find me if I don't get rid of it.
Can find you on the YASEcord.
On the YASEcord, definitely. In the back of my head, I'm kind of like, what if I just don't reactivate Twitter and I let it expire?
Yeah.
I think I could just do it. And I don't know. Sometimes I stream at fog_E, but like lately I haven't been doing that because it's kind of nice to just like chill with friends and not worry about having to do the whole stream and performance and face rigging and all that. It's cool.
It's nice. And you can find me, Lamo. I'm unfortunately still on the Bird site at Lamo_SD. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Lamo. Schedule's been weird late because work's been weird, but I'm trying to stream here and there and everywhere when I can. Thank you again for the both of you for being on tonight. Thank you to the listeners for listening. Go hit up yase.world. Go get the links to the Twitter. Go get the links to the Discord. Come hang out in Discord. Come play games with us. Like Morgan and Veli said before, we're playing some stuff on Fightcade 2. Playing some Final Fantasy 14. If you want to play something, hop in. Always people to talk to. Always people to play with. But until next week, until episode 21, when our little podcast will be able to drink legally, we will see you then. Have a good night. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good first week of September. That'll be happening when this comes out. That's it. That's all I got. All right, later, y'all. How do I end a podcast episode? I've only been doing this for like 20 episodes. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, Chief. You just got to figure this one out.
Ugh.